Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on this Saturday, the very last Saturday of September of 2023. Oh, I forgot my chattering teepees. Let's not. Yeah, it's been a chilly week a little bit, hasn't it? Brr. It's autumn. Well, it's been autumn for more than a week now, but it's really felt like it this week with all the rain.
Is like pumpkin spice colored.
Oh, please don't mention the PS word.
Pumpkin spice.
I mean, well, it's gonna be that kind of day. What? Why? Nobody actually. I'm
People
sure some.
Like pumpkin.
No.
The guy at Target had a pumpkin spice latte with steamed cream on top.
The steamed cream I can always get into.
Yeah.
Steamed cream on any.
I don't know. Maybe
I'll take steamed cream on pizza. No, that's fine.
Maybe he was killing the flavor
of the pumpkin spice. Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, people feel it's like when they bring fruit cake. If anybody still does this on Christmas,
do people eat it?
You know, I say, well, it's part of the season. The pumpkin. No, pumpkin. Okay, I like a little pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie with a little whipped cream. I think my phone. That may very well be our guest who is having some. We're very. Can you maybe make sure that is our guest?
Hello.
So here's the deal. We have a guest coming in the neighborhood in a while. Oh, that'd be early. But our guest is an artist, a comedian, a playwright, actress, a musician, a singer too. She's done all these things. But here's the deal. She's been trying to get out of New York City to go up to not so much Westchester, but Westchester rather than upstate New York. Pardon me, got the morning throat here. But anyway, she warned me that she might have some trouble coming onto the show today because they're driving up this morning. She has an art show. She has to be there for the opening today, where her work is being shown at the Claverack Library. You know, there's a town called Claverack. Anyway, she's having an art show there today, Jane Gennaro. But the problem is getting from where she lives in New York up to Claverack when those of you who are in New York know what has been going on the past day or two. Streets being impassable, there's no, the public transportation was kind of down for a day because of all the flooding. So she warned me that she might be late and she may be calling to say she might not be.
David, your guest is like escaping the flooding in New York.
Yes.
They're probably going to need to reschedule because they're...
They're not even gonna, well, she can be on the phone.
Yeah, but they can't get to a place that's dry yet.
All right. So tell her to try and text or call later to give us an update.
Okay. So if you want, if you get to a place, you can always call in. But if
anytime.
I was saying anytime. If you want to call in, or if not, just text when you're later and just say that you can't.
Because we also do by phone. Sorry, folks, but this is live on television. I actually showed that to my students this week in my film, TV, radio class, the classic Beggar Living Through TV episode of The Honeymooners, where this is coming to live, and Ralph gets incredibly nervous and destroys the Chef of the Future sequence. Had to show it to him because we're talking about TV in the 50s. So what's the deal? Why can't you can't say in front of everybody? Well, are they swimming in the Hudson?
It's bad. They can't get. I think they can't get to any place that's dry. So she's saying.
Wow. She should stay home. What the hell is she going to this library for?
They have to get out of where they are. It's so bad.
Oh my! You're gonna have flooding in with it.
Yes, of course. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Reschedule. Okay. She's saying she rescheduled.
Great. All right. So we don't have a guest today.
So let me just write her back. I'm gonna say.
Just say no problem. Good luck. Be well. Buy a snorkel. So, all right. So, it's going to be a short show today. The Dave's gone by Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and adorable wife, Joyce. So, rather than have, and I'm afraid Rabbi Saul will not be joining us today because he was going to be guesting or interviewing our guest, who we wish her well, of course, but should make a phone call. Anyway, we do have Greeley Times, which we've been doing for a few years now, called is based on stories that were published in the Greeley Tribune newspaper. It's a newspaper that's well over 100 years old, and they have a column in there where the phone calls that come into the local police department in northern Colorado, it's public record, so it gets to the newspapers if they want it, and the newspaper can strip out the identifiers and publish what happened. Well, the important thing is a lot of these phone calls are just ridiculous and funny. They take the funniest ones, put them in the Greeley Tribune, and then we read them for you. We share them with you. Plus, we also have one or two stories from elsewhere in the country or in the world of just crazy stuff that's going on. Because that's the show. It's humor, talk, interviews, culture, all that kind of fun
The good thing
stuff.
is you can go to the yard sale. Remember the yard sale that we saw?
Yeah, so we will have a short-ish show, but we're here anyway, doing the show.
Yeah.
I would have canceled the thing if I'd known,
No.
because I got,
Why?
actually next week might be because I'm so busy with
Yeah.
with school. But it's okay, we still
they
have,
sounded really, it was bad. I mean, they got hit bad.
I mean, when she's trying to,
No, but it's bad, I think. I don't know where they are, but they have to get...
well, maybe they're in Brooklyn, which would be,
It's
you saw what
bad,
Brooklyn
it's
looked like.
bad.
Did you see the photo? If you've seen Instagram and TikTok, and if you've seen even Facebook, well, not so much Facebook, but the video footage, man, of New York. Look, because we always make fun of these places like Texas and Florida, where they get this ton of rain, Georgia, where they've had, California, where they had the mudslides and things, and we think, wow, that's just weird. There's a car almost floating down the street.
Any way you want.
Yeah. But this is friggin' New York. Let's see. I can't search CBS News because that'll be. Let me see if I can just get like regular humans showing
I
stuff.
don't know if you have Twitter on your phone.
YouTube, Wall Street Journal News,
Wow.
YouTube 9 News Australia.
Okay.
I
Do you have Twitter on your phone or Facebook?
don't have the apps loaded. I wouldn't want them loaded, but I guess if you just do Twitter, it'll show you the latest Twitter feeds. Because if you're in New York, but the subways, man. And we've seen this in water main breaks and stuff, where a subway station will have water kind of, pouring down the staircase, going down to the tracks, and sometimes a little bit coming out on the platform. But there's footage of people walking knee-high in water.
Look on my phone. I'm
Yeah.
going to see if I can get my phone for Facebook.
To get off of a train, or this is what I do not understand. I guess people have no other way to get back home.
They're on the train.
Yeah. But it's like we actually see people coming down into the subways, seeing water.
I would go up. I mean,
Up I understand.
Out.
Getting off a train and out, I get. Going into, because maybe there's no Ubers or you don't want to walk 6 miles.
Maybe they also feel like they just, sometimes you lose your mind and you just want to go home,
But there's footage of this woman carrying a package and then kind of walking down the steps, and you see her, she's standing on a subway step going down to where the platforms are, and the next step, it has like this much water that she's just sort of sloshing into. It almost looks like she missed a step, but no, she's just kind of, it's like wading into a swimming pool. And this is one station, 28th Street Station.
The problem is it's a swimming pool of yucky.
Well, I mean, if it's rain, isn't it fresh-ish water? I mean, we poison the atmosphere, so the rain is poison too.
So here's something like David.
Yeah.
So here's a woman like Yesenia, like she's posting on Facebook. Like would those be okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, it's
trying
just
to
a
get
personal,
something
her
you said
own.
that's not, I know.
Unless she sues me, but look at what this is a subway.
Oh, look, there's one. Yeah. It looks like the 7.
And you got to give it to New Yorkers, like going about their business. Like, well, there's not going to be.
That rat is not going to swim past me first. That rat's not getting my seat.
Oh, is this the bus? Oh, well, there's this. This is New York the last day or two. This is a bus. Inside a bus. We don't need Rabbi Sal. We got this guy.
Yeah.
This is real. This is New York. Look at
That's
it.
your favorite whirlpool.
Oh, yeah, look. There's a whirlpool that form.
You want me to go make you tea?
Yeah, in a little bit. Yeah, or now. So, but thank you for this.
No,
This
there's
was.
more. I'm gonna make you tea. Maybe don't put stuff in the bowl.
Look at this. I mean, if you're in New York, I can't stop it. And there's like a high rise or something. You might not know all these things are doing, but this is real, kind of what happened a day ago. And immediately, like when people are posting in like the New York Post and saying, "Oh, it's not global warming. It's poor infrastructure that we don't have a good sewer system." And we probably do have. I'm not in New York anymore. We're in Maryland, but probably do have a crappy old sewer system all throughout New York. But I also have to wonder. It's like you don't expect 7.5 inches of rain in the course of an hour or two. It is, I'm likening it to if you go to a 7-Eleven while they're still doing these kinds of things. If you go to a fast food restaurant or a Chipotle and you order something and you order the drink and they say, go make your own. They give you, we want a big cup. I'll take the 24 ounce. So you take the 24 ounce, they give you an empty cup. You go to the dispenser where they have the Coca-Cola, they have the tea, they have the Sprite, the Yoo-Hoo, whatever they're serving. And you put it under the thing, and you've done this 100 times. So you put it down, you go, the stuff comes out, and then you kind of gauge, and you pull the cup away, with just enough room, if you haven't already put ice in, or room where if you put the lid on and the straw, it's not gonna, and every once in a while, you miss it and it goes over, spills out a little bit. But, once in a blue moon, and this has happened to me, you put the cup down, you press the thing comes, and then there's a problem with the machine, and it doesn't want to stop. And so you've got your cup there, because you're used to it stopping, right? Sometimes the machines know, like in the dentist's office, it has a weight pressure system. So you put the cup on there, and it knows just when enough liquid's in the cup. But sometimes there's an issue, and you're expecting the thing to stop, and it just you pull cup, and it's still going, and now it's like because once in a blue moon, there's things that you cannot necessarily plan for, or have planned for back in the 1920s when sewer systems were put in, or if California gets an 8.9 Richter scale earthquake, it's going to topple some buildings that would have been okay in 8.5. And they have earthquakes all the time, little baby ones, and then sometimes they get a big one, a 6.4, a 7.3, and there's some damage and broken windows. They can factor in for that. But is there a way that they can factor in for like the tutti monster earthquake? Can any city really factor in a sewer system that gets a 100-year event, or now with global warming, you probably say a 25-year event? Because, what people don't understand when they knock the idea of climate change, when they don't believe in it, is it's not about, I mean, you all know, it's not just about giant hailstorm and fireballs all hitting at once and God's lightning bolts. It's about weirder, rougher weather calamities happening more often. More, droughts happening this many times per 100 years, rather than this many times per 100. Well, you get it. Okay, so a flood like this is not a once-in-a-year event. It might be a once-in-a-50-year event. But maybe over the next 10 years, it'll be once in a 30-year event. That's when people talk about global warming and what we've done to the atmosphere.
You want to show them your friend?
Now, speaking of water and things fun like that, because this has been a water. Let me get that map. This has been a week for everybody about water. So New York is just cascading, flooding with water.
Did I do it? Okay.
We got an email where we live. Oh, here's your phone. That's my phone.
I want to make sure I wrote them and just say what you said.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if she can't make it, she can't make it.
Yeah. I felt bad because you're saying, can't she call? And she's like, does he want me to call? I can't call. I can't get in.
Oh, she got a call because I would do it via phone rather than Zoom, but whatever. So we get an email 2 days ago, or we didn't. That's the thing. We didn't get. Here's your phone.
Oh, I'll send it to you. I'll get it for you.
Yeah, please.
The school said something. Towson said something.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, we got something.
So apparently the school sent out, but really everybody should have gotten this as kind of an email alert or some level of, because nobody has regular television anymore. So I guess you can't just tune into a station or something. But Joyce is going to read. Speaking of water, right? New York is inundated, overrun with too much water from the sky. We're fine. We had some rain earlier in the week, days and days of rain, but nothing really bad. But look what happens. Maybe this is from the storm too.
It might be, maybe runoff, yeah.
Quote, this is from the Baltimore Sun. That's kind of hard to read, but the Baltimore Sun.
Read it to them.
Oh, no, I can read. I'm saying they can't really see the thing on screen. The immunocompromised, young kids, and seniors, I know, well, that word is okay.
Older adults.
Well, at least it's not the elderly.
I know, thank God.
Right. Advised.
What is it, 2015 again?
They are advised to avoid drinking water in parts of Baltimore area after parasite detected. This was last updated on the 28th.
This is the parasite, David.
Oh, it's like the worm in a tequila. Listen to that. Oh, he sounds cute.
He's going to get mad, okay.
I want him in my bowels. Baltimore city officials, are advising immunocompromised individuals as well as young children and the elderly.
There you go.
Sorry. My wife is a gerontologist, in case you didn't know. So if you want to fail her class, just put elderly or old folks or geezers or something like that. Anyway, so the most important thing, just get your terminology right. Call them older adults. Adults, 65 plus or something like that? 65 years and older. But don't use the word elderly. They use the word, this is the Baltimore Sun, they're using elderly. To avoid drinking tap water across a large swath. We are in a swath of its service area in the city, Baltimore County, and a small part of Howard County due to a parasitic contamination, ladies and gentlemen. Check this shit out. Testing has detected low levels of a microscopic parasite called cryptosporidium. We've heard that word.
Cute. Crypto, like you're thinking of cryptocurrency. I'm gonna look it up.
No, cryptosporidium, or I might think of leptosporidium.
A spirochete is just like syphilis is a spirochete.
Oh, that's right. So I've had that a few times. Yeah, that's where I remember it from. Cryptosporidium in the drinking water reservoir at Druid Lake in Baltimore.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah, officials announced.
Crypto.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, respiratory and gastrointestinal. Uh-oh.
Talk to me. What?
Maybe you have it.
What makes you think I have it?
It says persistent cough.
No.
Yeah.
And I've had this for 4 months now.
So this is what it looks like. You want to show them?
Yes.
Okay, but I gotta read it, so give it back.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me show.
How many phones can you have? You're like a toddler with a phone.
Look at it.
Okay.
There's my bowel.
Okay.
All right.
That's just him.
So read, please read. Yeah.
Okay. It says, oh God, help us. Cryptosporidium. Sporidium. It's a spore, right? So it's a microscopic parasite that causes diarrheal disease.
Cryptosporidium, yeah.
Both the parasite and the disease are known as crypto. It affects animals, which affects humans.
Mm-hmm.
Parasite is protected by an outer shell, right? It's tolerant to chlorine, so that's why chlorine won't kill it, because it's a little capsule. While it can be spread in several ways, water
what else?
is the most common way. It's the leading cause of waterborne. Sources, prevention. Let's look at symptoms. Oh, God help me.
Well, symptoms are going to be diarrhea. We know that.
No. It gets worse.
What? Worse than that?
Symptoms of crypto generally begin 2 to 10 days, average about 7 when you become infected with the parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I told you I had stomach cramps?
Yes.
Watery diarrhea, stomach cramps or pain, dehydration, nausea, vomiting.
Whoa.
Fever, weight loss, 1 to 2 weeks.
Weight loss, hey.
There's
a silver lining in everything. Pardon me, folks.
It says if you have immunosuppressive diseases.
Yeah. But the thing is, this guy Joyce about 4 days ago had really bad stomach. She didn't have diarrhea or anything, but she had stomach cramps, and she was like, "Oh, it's really bad." You know, when she was walking, she's like, "Ugh," almost like a cramp in her gut. We have no idea why. There was no. And she was eating her. Oh, no, careful. she was eating the way she usually
It
ate.
could just be that it was unrelated, you know.
Yeah, and you're being anxious about school and other things going on. But it gave you a thing. It's like, oh, must have been, could have been, this little cryptosporidium, little things marching into your tum tum.
You know what they look like this.
Wait, I still want to wait on this because water. This whole sometimes things
What
just
else is water?
well.
Oh, the fridge.
Yeah, our fucking Samsung fridge. That I'm gonna be buried in that fridge just so I take it to the ground with me. We had a person in. When we talked about this last time, our fridge was on the fritz last week, a week ago, and it didn't get completely hot, but it wouldn't go past like 44 degrees in terms of keeping things cold. The ice maker would just kind of be like, cold water, but wouldn't actually be ice even in. I don't mean our ice maker. I mean water in ice trays in the freezer would not freeze up. And then you'd open the door and it'd be like, it's cool, but this isn't cold.
Can I have my phone?
Oh yeah, here. So we get the guy in to, because of course, we're a few years past the warranty on the fridge. So it's $125 just for the guy to walk through the door. Looks things over. Says, "Oh, it's a perfectly good fridge. It's fine. It's great. It's high level fridge." And he says, "We're very lucky because I assumed some compressor shot. Maybe I accidentally left the door open or something went down. But it was just a broken fan in the back of the fridge, which is about 7 or 8 years old at this point. So goes in there, fixes the fan. We're also saying, hey, look, there's a problem with the ice maker. The proper hasn't worked properly since we have lived here for over a year. And he says, oh yeah, by the way, Samsung they've recalled these things. It's like when Toyota recalls a belt thing or a seat thing, or motor part. Yeah, no, the ice makers on these they did a recall. They got to be replaced. Blah blah blah. So great, fine, go for it. Go, please do. And also, we always have had issues with the filter. Understand, we did not buy this fridge when we moved. It came with the house, and we were so thrilled. It's like, oh my god, this lovely, beautiful, like stainless steel fridge. It's like high end. There's no controls on it. You just have to press and look for digital noises and numbers, right? So he replaces it. Takes away replaces the filter. Boom, goes away. Fridge, making things nice and cold. The freezer, nice and frozen as fridges should. And then I walk by it and I see there's some water on the kitchen floor next to it. Well, that's interesting. It must have been dripped something. So I mop that up, and in a couple of hours I'm going down again to pick Joyce up from somewhere. And now there's a puddle of water by the fridge that wasn't there 2 hours ago. And I'm like, all right, what the hell? And at one point I literally had to take like bath towels to soak up. There was an inch of water on the lower tray of the fridge. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What is going on? I called the repairman who had come, and he said, all right, first thing, shut off the water. And I'm like, how do I shut it? And Joyce told me, and he's like, don't shut off the water to the sink. Don't shut off the water to the house. I showed this last time. Joyce drew me this. I'm like, here's the sinky water. Here's the water on the knob that you. So twist this, turn this, right? So I did, and it stopped the flood. But I also know there's something fucked up, right? So I'm calling him, trying to get. Guy comes back to replace the ice maker, give us a working ice maker, and check again on the filter thing, the water filter on the fridge. So fine, thank you very much. And what's nice is because it was a recall, the ice maker was free. It was like they replaced something that was bad in the first place, but we're not on the hook for it. Again, they got a tip, but fine. Goes away. Things worked fine for a day. A day later, I'm looking and like, there's water by the fridge again.
There's something with our.
I think it's the water filter. The filter.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now maybe it's, as you said, it's a defective actual filter canister.
I think so.
But so I go back and I push the knob, the under the sink, the water tap thing, and I must have pulled the wrong one, but it didn't fucking do anything. And it's like, no, it's not that. There's another, because I thought it was some pulley that goes up and down. It's like, no, it's another dial thing that goes through here, that goes through here. So we have presumably a working ice maker that we can't use.
I think you turned off the garbage disposal.
Oh, I wonder.
You did, yeah.
That may have been, which we never use.
Yeah,
But we still, to this day, 2 weeks later, we have a fridge that is keeping things cold.
Yes. Which
and
is
a freezer
its main
that is
job. I mean, we don't need ice from the ice.
We got lazy using the ice maker.
we did.
Ice maker was fun when it worked. It was really nice. Joyce has a lot of hot tea when she needs ice cubes. It was really nice to just go and here's ice.
Why did you do that every morning? That's hot. Be careful. Is it too hot?
That's my coffee.
Okay, I was going to say this is hot though. That's your
that's hot. Yeah, but so still, and I texted the guy 2 days ago. I haven't heard back from him. I said, water's still leaking with a frowny face.
I would probably call.
I will fucking call him on Monday. Absolutely. But it's just like this triad of water being evil this week. Of cryptosporidium and water, so we wouldn't use the ice maker if we could, because there's fucking parasites in it. There's water dripping out of the fridge that we both had to clean. One time you cleaned it with 4 zillion paper towels. One time I cleaned it with massive bath towels.
So those towels are not on our body.
Well, then I washed them in the
cryptosporidium filled water. Yeah.
Well, with soap though, so whatever.
Oh yeah, so
in the laundry. What else do you do with them? And then
I can give you some
water all through New York.
What's going on?
What is going on? God, and H2O this week is just. And where did I read years and years ago? They said that World War III, when it happens, will not be about water. Will not be about oil. What? It will not be about politics. It won't be about religion. It will be about water.
I agree. Land rights.
Yeah. Who owns access to potable and usable water?
I remember. So I love this. I was in grad school and my teacher left, and there was an undergrad, and my new teacher came in it was sociology, I think. And she made us read Marge Piercy, Woman on the Edge of Time.
I've never read that.
And it was wonderful because it was basically like a time when the planet was polluted and just, unlivable. And people who had money had oxygen and bubbles and all sorts of, and then the organic people who wanted to live free and natural, moved underground. And it was this battle of technology and destruction versus nature and creation. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember that the kids got to name themselves. So you would be named as a child, and then you would reach a certain age and you could change your name.
I think I did read that. It was pretty good.
The kid named Rabbit. One kid named
I did read
Rabbit.
that. It was good. Yes. Yeah. No, I read a couple because you recommended it.
It's really good.
It was good. Yeah.
It's like a science fiction thing, but with an ecological kind of, mindset.
Yeah.
So.
Which most, science fictions tend to have.
Yeah, kind of tech invasion.
But anyway, so that was the triumvirate of agua in and out of the Daverhood all week, ladies and gentlemen. But here's speaking still of something that's.
Did you see any frogs at the pond when you went?
That pond was and it's a trick of light because I thought I saw turtle shells and it was just rocks. Because you walk this way around. There's a place that we go in Old Luther. Well, not Old Lutherville, is it? Lutherville, Bunion, and we go there and they have a lovely little pond.
Yeah.
I mean, semi-man-made. They've got water shooting into it, crypto water. But back in the day,
census is down. We need more patients. Shoot the water.
Well, what they didn't have this time, not one pollywog, not one
but
frog.
But also, it's like the pink lady apples or blueberries. I think it's seasonal. They don't have baby frogs 24/7. I think there's a time when they have them, and then it's seasonal. Yeah.
What do they call them? The little
tadpole?
No, usually the adorable thing. And the thing I used to look for was the
cause of cryptosporidium.
But I would look for semi-grown. They were not frogs yet, but they were not just things that looked like guppies. They were developing froggy bodies. Yes. So freaking cute, scooting around in the water. But if you didn't see those, at least you saw a little baby fish or a little baby pre-tadpoles like pollywog. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, we were there yesterday. Yeah. And I'm looking there, and it's beautiful. Usually it's too hot.
It cold? Yeah.
No, it was almost rainy, but it wasn't raining. It was cloudy. It was chilly. And I'm looking over. Oh, let's see some frogs to be. Nothing. No turtles, no frogs, no nothing. I was deeply upset. But we did have this. Yes. So Joyce tends to. No, I think I found this one. And you nodded. You said, yes, it's okay. It's on sale. We can get it. We were at Lidl.
I would never inhibit you getting something for your show. Although Flinging Chicken is mad.
Why is Flinging Chicken mad?
I don't know.
There's one in there, I think.
He's very mad.
Oh no, there's one. It's in the closet. Don't worry about it.
He's mad because he thought he was your favorite amusement, and now he knows that you have something other that you like too.
Well, I am fickle in a way. I like change and variety and new things. So as much as I do love,
he's mad.
I do
he
love.
thought he was going to be your fave.
Chicken flingers.
I thought I was your favorite.
Well, you were for a week or two. You know.
Fickle.
I know.
Fickle man. I loved you once.
Oh, thank you. So you take the chicken.
Don't fling them out your thing; it'll break your thing.
What thing? Oh, all right, yeah. I'm gonna do one fling of the chicken. So Joyce got this a couple of weeks ago, and we've just had so much fun with it. Here we go. Ooh, that went. That was good. So you fling the chicken.
Yes. I don't know where my brother is either. There were two of them. He wants his brother.
Oh, it's in my office on my desk. But look at this. I found this. Amazingly enough, this was on sale. Amazingly, these were not sold out, and they didn't have a run on these like Cabbage Patch dolls and Beanie Babies. People did not.
I don't know why. It's so sad. Nobody cared. They even put the discount sticker upside down.
I know.
It's like, what does it say? Animal ball popper toy.
Yep.
Seal.
Oh, it's a seal.
Yeah, it says, I can't read the Spanish, but.
Seal. Lanza pelotas, tosses balls.
The ball.
Con forma del animal foca.
Foca is a seal, I think.
Oh, maybe. Oh, it's like a seal. It's like an animal seal. Launches ball up to 19.6 feet.
What?
6 meters. That's what it says.
Come
up
on.
to.
You have to like.
Lanza la pelota hasta 29? No.
How many?
19.6.
19.
Thank you.
You could say 20 menos uno.
20 menos uno pies. Or 6. Must be metros.
Meters.
Yeah. So we're going to do this. We're going to open our brand new seal animal ball popper toy. Are you ready for this, hon?
I'm ready. I'm a little scared.
Oh, me too.
Shouldn't you be wearing safety glasses or maybe a helmet?
Well, you should, because I'm the one launching it. So you're the ones who will go blind.
Launch it that way. Now, don't do it so hard that it's going to go 19 feet.
Now, he already has a ball in his mouth.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Kind of like a lot of porn actresses.
Oh,
all right, here we go. You know, hon, if our sex life ever gets boring, I can replace you.
It doesn't look like a seal, though. It looks like
I don't know what.
A walrus.
Yeah, I mean, look at.
Oh, but these are the flippers. This is the flippers. Look. Like
yeah, look how cute.
Look at on the front.
Oh, these yeah. So it is a seal. Which also, think about it. What happened in New York at the Bronx? Was it the Bronx Zoo?
Oh, the seals escaped. Yes.
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 The water came so high that the seals just kept popping out. And they started walking around the zoo.
Yes.
But this is supposedly. This is going to be hours of fun, hon, when you're not home. I tell you. Oh my goodness me!
Let's see it work.
Yeah. Can you read what the if there's any safety things on this or if there's any problems?
It says it's made in China.
Go figure.
And it's distributed in Virginia. It's called Play Live. Woo.
Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna pop.
It looks like the thing you like, a marmot. It looks to me more like a marmot than a seal. If it were brown, they could have done marmot. It looks like it has, those Pez candies?
Yes. So let's read the safety instructions first. Launches ball up to...
Wait, let's put on some safety.
Almost 20 feet. Yes.
Here you go.
How it works. Place these soft...
Here's your safety equipment.
Oh.
Here's your own safety.
Do I wear it? Or
no, you wear it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There you go. See, there you go now. Okay.
I'll have these in front of my eyes.
There you go. Now you're safe.
Place the soft foam ball.
Yeah. Oh, they're foam. Okay, good.
Yeah, but they're not that soft. It's not like Nerf.
This is more like cotton ball? No.
No, it's more like mothball.
Oh, this is
you
not
know
good. Do it gently.
I will.
Chicken's already out for the count over here.
quickly and forcefully squeeze the midsection. All right.
No, not yours.
The harder you squeeze, the farther the ball will be launched.
It's a stupid toy. It's a stupid toy.
Wait.
Stupid toy. He's mad.
He is. He's
mad.
All right. Well, he won't fling as far as. Actually, he probably should fling the ball further. I don't know why. But there's more caution. Recommending age 3+ years.
Oh, you can't use it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, according to my dad's calculation, let's see.
Okay.
59, 9 plus 5 equals 14.
Equals your 5.
I am over 3.
Oh, okay.
I am over 3.
And you're filled with cryptosporidium. Woo! Crypto party.
Packaging contains important information retained for future reference.
Yes.
Because the instructions are so complicated.
I don't know if you got the warranty on it.
Oh my God. Caution, use only under direct adult supervision.
Uh-oh.
Actually, a child is less likely to hurt someone. If the adult is there and just goes into the guy's eye.
That's not good, yeah.
Caution, do not point at eyes or face.
You could.
Well, you in a bad way. Choking hazard. I get this.
Oh my God.
Small balls, not for children
under 3. Yeah, but that would be terrible. That's why you shouldn't have that as a toy. If even a pet, I remember one time. Remember when Stephanie had that little Yorkie called Rocky?
Yeah.
And he used to eat all the food. And remember when they had a Super Bowl party around Bonnie? Yeah. And they had this large leather couch and a leather futon.
Oh yes,
he went on there and he ate an M&M peanut. And the M&M peanut, because he was a Yorkie, it was like that ball. It was stuck in his throat, and I swear to God, I Heimlicked him. I held him upside down, I whacked his back, and poof, out went the thing. You should not give people things that will block their airway.
Well, you can if you warn them.
I don't think that's legal, yes.
Well, it was made in China. So
that's why it's 30% off in a remainder bin.
Remember, it says, warning, choking hazard, small balls. Your mom actually warned you about me on our honeymoon night. Except, no, that's certainly the opposite. Okay, anyway. Attention, peligro de asfixia, pelota pequeña, no apto para niños menores de 3 años.
Try it and see. Just do a gentle one, honey.
Well, gentle one's just going to fall in front. Let's see. Okay, so do we want to name him first?
Silly? No?
Silly.
Small Bally? How about we call him Bluey?
Bluey, because he has blue balls? I've had those a few times. All right, here we go.
What do you call him? What does he look like to you?
He doesn't look like, even with,
I know.
Without that, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like anything.
He looks like a marmot.
He looks like a sex doll.
He looks like a marmot.
We don't want to call him Marmy, because he had Marmy.
Fiddle Faddle, what would you call him?
Oh. Blowy.
No, it's not. It's a toy. Chuck. How about Chuck?
Chuck, like a woodchuck.
Because he chucks.
Chuck. All right, Chuck. Chuck, the ball-throwing seal. Are you ready? Now you're over there. I'm gonna launch it this way. Here we go. Worst toy ever.
I need my things. Hold on. Okay.
That was just terrible.
Do it again like that. Okay. Do it again.
I'm gonna really stick it in his mouth now.
And do it gently, like you did.
1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that had a little force to it. I get it. All right, I'm gonna do another ball.
I'm getting ready with my.
Letterman used to throw watermelons off balconies. This is what we do. But you really have to push it in there, so it almost chokes on the ball. All right, I'm gonna launch this up because that one went right into the screen here. Ready? And did you see that thing go?
That was insane.
Did you see that thing go?
It bounced off the wall here.
That's all right then. Thank you. Oh no. Gently, I might go. Thank you. Here we go. One more. Wow. That was good. I'm gonna launch it all the way down here and see if the trajectory of the ball. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
That was great.
This is hours of comedy fun, ladies and gentlemen. Con Chuck the seal. Chuck the magic seal.
How do you say seal? It's
Foca, I think they said. Didn't they say Foca?
So why don't we call him Felix Foca or something?
Foca. This is our fucking seal. And he said, no, we like him. We like him. See? And he works. You get a toy, you spend $4 on it.
No, you didn't. You spent less. It was 30.
No, it's $3.50. Look, I can tell you exactly what we spent. It was $4.95, marked down to $3.49, which is 30% cheaper.
That was good.
Yeah, because here we go. One more.
Wait a second, I get my
get going. And when it launches, hit the symbol. Here we go. Go this way. And 3, 2, 1. I don't even know where that went, but it went somewhere. It went so fast. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's like I just came. That was incredible. I don't even know. I'm taking off my safety goggles.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I don't know if this is the stupidest program ever in the history of broadcasting. I don't mean just this episode. I mean Dave's Gone By in general.
It's beautiful. I think you did, it's like playtime. Are we going to have Bunion watch?
We have Bunion. Oh, I forgot. We have Bunion watch. Greeley Times.
I'm going to see if I can get on your Facebook on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Try it. So
I don't understand what the other people were writing. Were they writing about it were they asking you if it was you were talking about a sports show?
Well, they said, is this about the New York Jets, which I may have been mocking.
But when we do it later, it doesn't link to like
what time they.
Yeah.
Like on YouTube, they'll sometimes say when the clip came, or not even. When is that?
Let me look up Dave's Gone By.
No, actually, usually on Facebook, it'll say when the message came in, so you can time it to where. What Joyce is talking about is, by the way, if you want to write to me, a couple of different ways to do that. First of all, you can message me on Facebook. You can post under the shows, because they're all archived on Facebook, and this is, of course, going out live on FB, so you can type in a little message
Which
right there.
Which one is the one I should look on the account to see read your Facebook?
Oh, the one where I'm like this, top one.
Okay.
And then you can also email me, davesgoneby@aol.com. DAVESGONNE, gone by, BY, @aol.com. And I try and read every email and message that I get. Sometimes I'll have the time or the mental capacity to just like, thumbs up, or sometimes respond.
Should I write and say that Jane will reschedule due to flooding?
Oh, where would you? Oh, on my page? Can you do that?
I can write it on the.
Yeah.
On this one.
That'd be great. Yeah. I mean, everybody will understand. I'm not holding it against our guest, who's not going to be our guest today, because she's just trying to get out of New York to go to where they're displaying her art in Westchester. So I'll even do a plug for it. It's at the Claverack Library. Yeah, no, I love that painting that the picture underneath that we put for to first promote her earlier in the week. She painted that. She's also has been a comedian. She used to write for and be on the air with Imus when Imus was doing Imus in the Morning. She has done stand-up. She's done off-Broadway one-person show. I mean, she's done a ton. So it was pretty exciting to get her in the Daverhood this weekend. It's not going to happen. So we wish her well.
She sounded upset.
Of course she's upset. Well, she wanted to be on the show. And two...
I said friends, Jane will reschedule due to New York City flooding.
Yeah, she's probably worried about getting to her art show today.
Or also like what her whatchamacallit? I mean, like what her life is like. I mean,
well, everybody's life.
Yeah.
If you have flooding on if your car is a third of the way underwater, great, it still runs, but you've got to get that to a mechanic.
No, but how do you even get on a train, or like, I don't know how you...
I imagine, well, remember the footage we were watching? The trains were still running!
Yeah.
I mean, probably in a very limited way, and very fewer ones. I don't know if they did the thing where they shut them down completely.
Yeah,
but there was literally water cascading everywhere, and you still, the conductor would be like, train doors are closing, ding dong ding, and it would still move. So you would brave the cascading, flooding waterfall of the subway steps and the subway platforms, because you get on the train, the train would at least get you 2 miles to where you need to be. And then you have to get out and just be a drowned rat by the time you... We also saw a footage of this bodega in New York that had a rat running around, the store. Now, let me tell you something, okay? We were at Mom's, not my mother's, a place that we shop and eat called Mom's locally, about 2 weeks ago. And behind the place where they were making the food, there was a really, really, really cute little mouse running around. Like, didn't even, wasn't a, that was a little field mouse.
Yeah, yeah.
I even saw a field mouse or two in our neighbor, near our house, running into like ivy. So it's that time of year. And so it's like, oh, you got a little mice problem. I want to see about that. Well, we looked this morning or last night on Facebook, and there was footage of this people in the bodega somewhere in New York, and they're following a rat in this store. And if I tell you it was the size, would you say it was of a small cat?
Yeah, bigger than a small. It was like a dachshund size.
I mean, I've never. When you think of it like an annoying little something the size of. I don't even like the body being the size of this mug and then a tail on it. No, think of this like times 2 in rat form, and it's like, how do they? Are they being fed steroids? Are they going into the sewers and when people flush like their medicine and steroids down the toilet?
They're getting so big.
I've never in my life seen anything like that. It is a rat the size of cats. Although, since I know that phrase, there must have been rats the size of cats from time immemorial, but still. Anyway, it's 9:45.
I'm looking for more videos. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Eastern time. So, yeah, we if you're tuning in for Jane Gennaro, she will not be joining us in the Daverhood today. We nothing we can say about that. She's just trying to get out of hasn't anybody been trying to get out of New York for the past 4 years.
Look at that. You got to look at this.
Show me.
Speaking of water, the Maryland Iron Man is open.
Okay. Wait, Iron Man is what?
No, it's swim, bicycling, and water.
Okay, let's stretch. Oh, you mean like,
yes.
Oh, sounds good. Excellent. Don't accept cookies. I'm not going to press. Okay. I mean, I love cookies. Why can't I accept cookies?
It just says, just look at the
I'll
image.
accept chocolate chip cookies anytime.
Just look at the image carefully.
I can't really. Is it?
It's somebody swimming in water.
Is that what? I can't make it out.
It's somebody like this in water, David.
Oh, it's a hand. Yes. I see it. Yeah. Like,
get me out of the crypto.
It's like, he's doing like a gang sign.
No, I think he's trying to get out of the crypto.
I don't want to bring. Well, hey, remember when we did Greeley Times a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
And they had this place in Australia. And they had this major like swim or surf competition.
Oh God, that was horrible. Yes, it was a swim.
It was a swim thing. I mean, it was a major important swim world competition, and like 15 of the contestants got terrible diarrhea afterwards, and they figured that there was some kind of probably cryptosporidium in the water.
Yeah.
And that's why they all got sick. And it was embarrassing because they had promoted this little town in Australia was saying this is going to be a big boost for our commerce. It's a beautiful day. People don't know about our beach. And it's sort of like...
we saw that was so sad. They were like, oh, it's the first time in years we're going to get tourism.
Right.
The community's all excited. And then they had some kind of like, it was a dump that dumped something.
Was that what it was? They found
out. It was like back up from a dump, like in dumping. And
so like a third of the swimmers got sick.
Yeah.
And it's like, not the place I would visit. But now who's going to visit New York or
when we go shopping later, I'm going to buy some just generic water to wash my vegetables for the salad.
Yeah, okay.
And cook. I'm going to just not. This is the water we drink. So we'll buy
no, I'll drink the cheap ass water. I'm fine with that.
We'll get a big of that just for cleaning the veggies and stuff.
That's true, and for the coffee maker.
Oatmeal and salad,
Yeah. And you know what? I wash my hands in my own pee. I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, but that's nothing new.
It kills the acid in it.
Yeah.
Kills. It gives. I don't like people very much, so the smell on my hands keeps them away.
No, you're beautiful. You're fastidiously beautiful.
I'm fastidious. I'm not.
Although I don't like I love that shirt. But it's a little pumpkin spice looking.
I know. I did because I felt a little artsy.
I do love the flowers.
Yeah.
I think it's so pretty. She felt bad. I felt bad for her. I felt that whole.
She's having a rough day.
No, that whole exchange where I'm like, you can try to call in or just text, whatever. I felt bad. I was like, just do it.
I would have told her just to call. Phone call in. We would have done it.
Yeah, but I think she was worried about getting to the place.
I mean, if she were driving, I certainly wouldn't want her on. But if she was being driven,
I don't even know if they could.
Yeah. Anyway, we still have Greeley Times to do on this episode. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, because Joyce and I lived in Colorado for a bunch of years, and I started writing poems about all these different places in Colorado. And we have Bunion Watch. Oh, yes, we have Bunion Watch. Again, because we've been watching the sites. I told you this is the stupidest program in the history of the universe, where I take the socks off my feet and I show you my bunions week after week.
I'm excited about it.
I know. So let's see, what else can we talk about before we get to? Oh my God, what a week it has been, ladies and gentlemen. So, my wife had an appointment yesterday, and I had to spend some time in between. I did some grading. I did some work on a story I have to write for magazine, and I also ordered food so that when she came out, we can go eat. And she likes to eat at one particular place, which is very good, but quite expensive for what it is, but really good. And so she gets that there, and I have them. I ask them for that, and then I'm like, you know what? I haven't had sushi in a long time.
And you liked the place last time too. You said it was good. So.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me do that again, because I knew I was in the mood, because to break my fast on Yom Kippur, I purposely, we bought a bagel the day before, and I bought, instead of paying like $14 for a bagel with lox, I'm like, let me buy lox at the supermarket. I'll get a bagel. I'll make my own. It was great, but I knew I had that feeling of like, oh, I miss like not that Nova is raw, but I miss that fishy thing, right? So I go to the local, rather, I don't want to say high end, but sort of bistro casual Chinese. But this isn't your old hole in the wall Mandarin 1950s lanterns on the bulbs kind of place.
No, it's more like a Benihana with the bar and restaurant, right? Like,
yeah, and what's that other one? The one that's not where they have lady man waiters, but it's a popular.
I know the one.
You know the one. They have one here. They have one in town, right in Towson.
It's
Lucky Chang or Chang's, yeah.
PJ Chang, PM.
Well, not PJ Clark, but you're right. So I go in.
Something Chang, right?
And the food. Oh, I tried the place last time, and again, it's expensive.
PF Chang.
PF Chang.
This one.
But this is not PF Chang. This is another one. I go in there, and they've got, on one side when you first walk in, they've got a bar area, and then they've got the tables for the Chinese food and the Asian food. It's Chinese, and they have some Japanese too. And they also have some outside. It's a nice place. Yeah. But I'm there, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I walk in, and the people, and it isn't like a classic sort of neighborhood bar thing. It's like this circular, it's nice. There's nice tables that go sort of around in a rectangle of people sitting across from each other in a bar area.
Let's see if I can get pictures.
Yeah, where you can eat and also drink and talk to each other. So there's 3 or 4 people there, well-heeled. We're not talking low class. We're not talking. Huh?
Don't say it there. Don't say it there. Look, no,
I'm gonna write it down. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up and get pictures so you can show pictures.
I could name it.
No, don't.
But because it has nothing to do with the restaurant itself. And I'm there, and as I'm walking in, we're not going to eat in. I just want to order for takeout in about like an hour from when I'm coming in. And they're very nice. But the people sitting around at this bar, there was this woman, and she had like this classic sort of woman's voice where you hear it. There's a certain, I don't want to say a decibel level, but a certain pitch that it hits where it just takes up a room. Like you can tell she's had kids because she's had to use her like children sit down voice that stops the screaming or whatever the hell they're doing.
I'm looking for like a bar area.
Well, did they show the inside of it?
Yeah, but I don't see that.
Because it's almost more a part of the restaurant. It's almost more a place where you would eat sushi at a counter.
Like this?
If you go to the left of that. Oh, well, that's the food. Oh. No, that's the actual inside of the restaurant on the right side of things. But there's people sitting there, and this woman. Here. That's it. Now, I mean, this is go. But look, okay, so
It's lovely.
it's a bar, but this is pretty, right? You got the windows there. You got, I mean, and you have a TV for people who are drinking. And, you know, all due respect, the restaurant, they make their money on beverages. Uh, you give somebody $1.50 worth of alcohol and you charge them $14 for a drink. Okay, that's how you pay your overhead. But this woman had obviously had more than one or two. She wasn't falling down. She wasn't scraping along there, but you could tell that alcohol had loosened her tongue, if you will, and her inhibitions in terms. And she was steamed. She was all head up and talking to a guy. So she is. I'm showing you how this looks, right? So she is sitting like here, and she's hollering at a guy across the table there, and she's talking about. They're talking in terms of like schools and gender stuff and what elementary school kids should and should not be, not so much learning, but how they should be treated in terms of whether they think they themselves are men or women. I don't know why I walked into this restaurant as they're having this, not even conversation, and it wasn't even an argument. He wasn't arguing. She was just incredibly het up over this. She probably been reading too much Fox News, too much New York Post, of sort of like, and yelling. I wouldn't even say at the top of her lungs because I know a woman like this can go a lot louder. But it's sort of like, and one of the great lines ever, pinging across this entire restaurant, even though they were in the bar section. I was like, my son was born with a penis. And she's making, I guess, I mean, I was so amused by that line of just that exclamation of hers. And she's like, and he's a male, and this is what he is. And when he's 7 years, he shouldn't be in school where they're telling him you don't have to be a male. Or I'm kind of already making up what else she said after that because I got lost in the world. Because first when I came in and she was shouting, I gave them all sort of a side eye. It's like, this isn't a restaurant. What is wrong with you people? This isn't like some dive bar thing. This is a medium to high level Chinese restaurant in an area where there's like hospitals and crap. And she said, my son was born with a penis. I'm like, good for him. Good for you. and she was like giving her ethos, if you will, of like, and I went to Boston University, and then I came, and I raised my kids, and I did. It was like, and this poor guy, two poor guys. One is the guy who really, he's like me. He's arguing with her because he wants to get his point across, but he also should not. He just said, you know what, you're right. You're right. Have another drink, eat your food, shut the fuck up.
No,
but he's in it with her.
You can't debate with somebody who's under any influence because you're never going to win because it's not logical.
And he's saying, I have a brother who's gay, and it's like, it's a different. Yeah. And meanwhile,
is he also any drunk?
He didn't seem it, or he may have handled his liquor bad. We're not talking about someone who had like 7 scotches. We're talking about someone who probably had 2 drinks. What you don't know, David,
the backstory is they do this every week. This may be their show,
Yeah.
This may be their this may be like, we're friends, we do this all the time,
It may well be. Because she wasn't angry at him. She was angry about the way kids are, gender-free bathrooms in elementary school or something.
People, they might have a long-standing relationship like that where they...
But you don't scream across a restaurant bar.
Maybe you do.
And she wasn't screaming, but she was, she had that voice that was loud. My son,
I wonder, like, is it up to the?
Well,
tell them about this.
Well, I want to.
Argentinian story.
No, but it was this beautiful thing of. I felt a little bad for the guy who was arguing with her, but he was arguing with her. But he wasn't angry. She was in her cups. But there's also a guy, I think, completely unrelated to them. The definition of the schlemiel.
He might have been a worker. Like, he might.
No, he was American. He was.
Yeah, but he might be like, I just killed somebody in surgery, or maybe he had a bad outcome, or maybe it's like got bad health news. He's just trying to like.
And he's one, and he's
why
eating.
Why did he move to a table?
I don't know, because he was like just trying to have his meal.
Maybe if you eat at the bar, it's a different type of food. Like, there's a bar menu.
Oh,
You
maybe,
know, I don't
maybe.
know.
Or there's a sushi. Maybe he was having. I couldn't tell what he was. It looked like Chinese food, not
Oh,
sushi.
okay.
But he's looking like he's. I remember it was like oh, what was it? There was a moment in Seinfeld when you see George. He's on the couch. And he's got his father on one side, he's got his mother, and they're just hollering at each other. And you just see the misery on his face, like,
Oh.
and that was this guy. This poor guy just trying to have a meal. I just felt so bad for him. And the food was okay. I think their better sushi chef was, well, it was because it was nice big pieces of fish. They were good,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was like this enormous lump of rice, like rice on a baseball kind of size. So it was good, but it wasn't great. Certainly not worth. Although everywhere you go, I thought maybe the prices were so much higher. No, no, it's what people. And it used to be $2.
The fish are in cryptosporidium.
And well, we've known tuna has been floating in mercury water for a million years. But remember when good sushi was $2 a bite?
David,
now it's $3 a bite for sushi.
You know, it's inflation.
I know.
We got a cost of living raise, so you got to spend it on your sushi.
Worth it.
Yeah.
And well, I want to try other places.
So then today, you know what I think today you shouldn't. I don't think you should get any.
Why? I know where she's going with this. Why?
Because maybe they don't wash the cow in appropriate water. I don't know.
Well, I don't know where the water comes from, where they make the tea at Pete's Coffee.
I'm not getting it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll probably make my own.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's affected. I don't know if they probably do use sort of their tappy water, but not their tap water to make tea. We'll see. Really? Yeah. Anyway, so by the way, it's 10 o'clock Eastern time here in the Daverhood. You're watching the Dave's Gone By Facebook.
Where did you see the sign for the
what?
The yard sale. I don't remember where we were.
Yeah, there's a yard sale, but it's only to noon. Driving back from. Probably, or either to or from.
Are we going to do Greeley Crimes?
Yes, of course.
Yay!
We have Greeley Crimes, well, Greeley Times, we call it now. Okay. And it really is Greeley Crimes. And then we'll have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, and let's not forget Bunion Watch. All on this 900.
Who's the Limerick?
Limerick, oh, thank you, yeah, is for Jackson, Colorado.
Jackson.
It's a county. It's Jackson County, Colorado.
Are there any, you want to give any intel about Bunion Watch, or is it going to be, where's your Bunion pain scale? Do you have that?
I do. I kept it.
Because you have to, yes, we need to know where you stand.
Well, this was a very interesting and important week. Week 5, where I've been teaching.
Yeah.
In the two places that I teach.
You have AC finally.
Yeah. Well, we've had that since week 3, but no, but it's also the first week when I wore my sneakers. Maybe we'll do Bunion Watch now. This is what we're talking about. So let me roll this back. Let me explain
how it came to be,
and how this program is deliberately stupid. About 5 weeks ago, I started teaching, as Joyce did, at a university. I teach at 2 different universities, but I'm paid as if I'm teaching in a third of one. And I had a pair of sneakers.
I was slow with that one, sorry.
That was good enough.
I was trying to catch up.
So I bought new sneakers that I broke in the week before I started teaching. Because I knew I knew this brand. This brand has never given me a problem. I could slip them right on, brand new, walk around in them, fabulous. That particular week, and also
because... but remember, each sneaker, I told you, it was very interesting. One time I tried on a shirt, and it was my size, but it was too big. And then I talked to somebody who knew about the garment industry, and they told me sometimes at the end of the day, if they run out of labels, they'll get a large shirt and put a medium label just because they're trying to.
You never know.
So those sneakers that you got could have really been a 7.5 or something.
Or just a little thing. You feel it. So for the first time ever, even though I tried to break them in, after that first day of class, where I had 3 classes in a row, I'm an on my feet kind of teacher. I come home and it's almost bleeding. It's raw on my bunion. Well, it's Bunion Watch. It was bad. It was bad.
That was no Bunion. That was that was a show. It'd be Bunion ER. That was Bunion Emergency. That was not Bunion Watch. That was like the
That was
The highest
Bunion
level.
ER.
Yeah, that was like red level Bunion.
How desperate would television have to be? I mean, they already have Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah, and they have the guys I watch on the YouTube that talk about plastic surgery, like who had what. Well, they go back.
It's fascinating. Yeah. But imagine if they get to the point of
you
like.
You need to get a podiatrist who could talk about it. You really do.
I should. That would be great. That would be great.
Get a podiatrist as a guest. You could show your foot on the air.
I would.
You have to put a disclaimer.
Free diagnosis.
No, but what he's telling you is not medical. You know, blah blah blah.
Well, his podiatrist is.
Yeah, but it's not like you're not his patient. Like it's.
Like that for years, I don't know if it's still on the air, but they have the doctors
on
morning TV. They have the foot doctors, the bunion doctors.
The bunion doctor.
Yeah, because that program has soul. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so for that whole week, I was in agony because it was just like it was raw. Joyce, you seem to say it wasn't infected, but it was rubbing. It was bad.
It didn't look good.
Put a Band-Aid on it, and then Genius Joyce would go to a Walgreens and they have.
No, thank God for my grandmother who had bad feet. I used to buy her stuff, so I never knew what it was. And one time she asked me, she's like, "Could you get the bunion protector thing?" And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And then she showed me.
Yeah, it's just a pack. It's just a soft Dr. Schulze kind of thing. Where you put the bad part in the center of it, and then you protect it so that whatever is pressing on there doesn't press on it. Yeah. And oh my God, it saved my life for the next 2 weeks. It was still hurting. That's how bad it was from that first day. Yeah. But this was the first week of Bunion Watch where I didn't wear the circle thing.
You're off your training wheels.
It got pulled. It was by accident. I pulled off my sock one time, or like in the bed, and it just went flying. I've got more. Okay. But I was like, it seems okay. It's healed. It took 3 weeks to heal.
You're living on the edge.
Yeah.
You're living on the edge, David.
So I said, I'm going to wear my sneaks, which are not new anymore. They're a month old.
That's true, too.
And I'm going to put them on. I'm going to wear a sock. I'm going to see and if it gets bad, I'll put on the bunion protector tomorrow. And it's been okay. They're not the most comfortable sneakers ever, but they're working and they're good and they're not hurting me anymore. So I've gotten used to them and my foot is okay. And of course, I've mentioned this every week, the biggest irony or weirdness is that my right foot has the bigger bunion. My right foot is like the monster bunion, the onion bulb. The left foot has a bunion, but not as bad. But it's the left foot that killed me. Because you figure the shoes are the same size, 7.5, or I think I wear an 8 because of my stupid bunions. So it should be the right foot is usually the problematic one. In this particular case, no, the thing's pressing down. So, ladies and gentlemen, I still haven't had time to do a proper introduction to this segment that we call Bunion Watch, when we look at Dave's bunions.
I think Pete's coffee's okay. I'm looking at.
But I'm gonna pull this back. This is, by the way, Giant, formerly shit-stained unicorn. He's still with us. If anybody wants him, I'm told actually he hasn't been on the show in a long time, so we brought him back today. I'm glad because we don't have the guest. So I'm just rolling back here. I'm wearing my white socks today, my tighty whities, because oh my goodness, what the hell? Why do they look like that?
What happened? You got some friction on your foot. What are you doing? Are you walking outside rubbing your foot on the street?
I'm trying to teach myself to masturbate just using my feet.
Oh, you scraped it on some concrete.
I don't know what the hell I did. This is almost a brand new sock. Almost a brand. I'm gonna probably paid like $2.50 per sock. Can you tell them Jewish things? Anyway, these are my feet in socks. You can already see my right foot bunion. Look at that thing. This is the bad foot. You don't even notice it on the so-called, as James Brown would say, on the good foot. Yeah. Look at it. Look at it. Now, my right foot bunion. You know what? I'm going to bring this down. It makes life a whole hell of a lot easier. Here we go. Joyce bought this desk, and the best thing about it is that it goes like up and down. It's fabulous. I'm going to make it lower here.
Let's not go crazy. Oh, wow.
There we go.
Whoa.
Now, look at that. Look at that. It's always read like that. So this happy little bunion. Thank God it's not painful, but it's prominent. This is the one that got killed.
Honey. You got both of your legs up there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me see it.
Here's my foot.
Give it the pain rating.
All right. Oh, that's right. Well, the pain rating.
Looks great. I don't even see anything. It looks great.
Slightly red. Back to normal. Let me give the pain scale. So on a pain scale out.
Oh no! I just went up one.
Yeah, just went to one. Here it is. My Bunion pain scale is right over to this fella right here.
Very good.
Happy, not thinking about it, not worried about it.
Nice.
A pleasant, addition to my foot.
Very nice.
I've no need at this point for surgery or anything like that. It's okay. I do not have to have either of these removed. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bunion Watch when Dave's gone by. Let me see if I can do this. This is going to be interesting. Hold on.
Honey, I think this is going to be... Don't shoot that at me, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to shoot at you. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me get this down even lower.
Oh my God, David.
All right.
It's like a coffee table now. Oh, Lord, have mercy. He's mad at you because...
Stupidest show in the history.
What are you doing? Lift your foot up, though, okay? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see if the chicken will do it. Yeah! Bravo. Bravo.
Good job, honey.
You're watching Dave's
See what you can do when you're pain-free? Woo!
I make myself laugh, even if nobody else is. So, and yes, this is giant, formerly shit-stained unicorn. That we told go back and watch some older shows.
Clean. Yeah, he's clean.
Joyce was.
Why is he facing the wall like that?
Because if he isn't, he just collapses.
Turn the chair around and put him over the chair. Like if you turn the chair with the back like this, you can put him over the back. That's what.
Let's try it. Let's see. So, okay, Yuli, I can try him this way.
No, I would put the chair the other way, but that's okay.
Let's see. Because he also has to be high. Look at that!
There you go.
Welcome back, giant unicorn.
Put his ears up. I don't like ears down. Like they should be up a little bit. There you go.
I don't know if they'll stay. Oh, look at that.
He's cute. There you go. Whoop. Well,
yeah. He's
got a lacy ear.
Oh. So, we have more to do on this episode of Dave's Gone By. Not quite as stupid as it has been. Because we have Greeley Times, we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
What's Jackson? You said I
wanted. Oh, yeah, for Jackson County, Colorado. And we've just done Bunion Watch. And we'll have our friends of the Daverhood, too. So, let's talk about criminality. We'll do this. This is
Jackson County?
Yeah, Colorado.
Uh-oh.
What?
The trending search is
flooding,
hurricanes, and tropical storms.
Yeah, well, yeah. Ooh,
what happened to an American Airlines flight attendant?
I don't know what happened to him.
Oh my God.
What?
First pictures, this is like, so I have no cache. So my phone does not register any of my searches. Like I made it that way.
Right, sure.
So it's just when I bring it up, it's like trending searches. It doesn't bring up what I search. It brings up, this says first pictures of American Airlines flight attendant found dead in hotel room.
And they're showing pictures?
No, of her when she was alive.
Oh, all right. So, yeah. So, it happens.
With a cloth in her mouth.
Oh.
First pictures have emerged unresponsive in a Philadelphia airport the day she was supposed to check out.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're that hungry, get room service. If you're going to try eating a cloth,
I don't get that.
It's kind of like, if you try to fill him with too many of those things, he's going to choke. I don't know why she would try and eat like a towel.
She probably was tied up.
Oh. Well, we're all busy. Get it? I got a little comedy there. Well, this leads us perfectly into crime, because the Greeley Tribune newspaper collects phone calls that come into the dispatch of the local police department. It's public record. So some of the most.
The post said it was a sock.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, if she got a sock in the mouth, she could sue for somebody being violent with her. Okay, I know that was me. But we call this Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Greeley Times here in the Daverhood, because As we've seen with that woman in Philadelphia, bad things can happen to
I think
people.
for the next Bunion watch, I want to just clean your feet a little bit, do some toenail trimming, do some trimming.
Oh,
do some
definitely, yeah.
grooming. I
Look at
think
that. Look at that toenail,
you
man.
need some grooming.
Yeah. Oh. And maybe what's that thing where they dig into the cuticle and they get the thing back from the thing?
I don't know what that is, but that's.
Well, you know, like with a fingernail. Yeah. All right. You brought it up.
I didn't bring that up.
Anyway, now you're gonna bring up lunch. Here we go. Greeley Times. These are actual calls that came in from actual people about things that they actually think they're seeing in northern Colorado. For example, a caller near Fairway Lane reported a goat wearing a collar was on the loose.
Ha ha ha. Screaming goat.
Oh, screaming goat! You know, I think we found it. I knew this would come in handy. He's not wearing a collar, though. That's why they can't find him.
Yeah.
And also, if it was wearing a collar, police have to. Was the collar starched? Was the goat also wearing cufflinks?
I don't think goats don't like cufflinks.
Why don't they like cufflinks? Anyway, a caller on 10th Avenue said that her mother, we live in such a different world from the one I was growing up. She calls the cops to say that her mother stole her weed and her car keys.
Wow.
I mean, it's like, the idea that it's legal is so mind-blowing. And then telling on your mom, she stole my weed. It's like, what kind of world? How is this? You know? Maybe back in the day, she stole my vodka bottles.
She stole my goat with a collar.
Yeah, that could happen. No. If your mother steals your goat, that's bad. Hey, when I tell goat jokes, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm a little sheepish about it, but you know, at least I don't have to go on the lamb. Are we getting these? Are we enjoying these? If you want me to stop making these goat jokes, I will. I can't help it if I'm horny. All right, here we go. A caller.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no, yeah, right, a caller. Ah, somebody get that. Can you get that? Oh, thanks, man. So what do they want?
I don't know.
What are they calling?
I don't know what they want. Something.
No, apparently they're from 16th Street.
Oh, good.
And they said a few homeless men
Yeah.
were hanging out in the women's restroom and harassing middle schoolers at the park.
Honey.
Yeah.
That's too complicated.
Okay, it's two different. It's middle schoolers, and then they're going into the women's restroom.
What are middle schoolers doing in the women's restroom?
I think that's two different locations, okay. Two different activities.
That's poorly written.
Yeah, well, I do think they need to put a tamp on that. Oh, boy. A woman! Oh, yeah. Well, can you get the bowl? What you said? Oh, I got it. It's by me. It's by me. Yeah.
You have a cookie. I don't see.
No, there's one all the way down there. I'll get it.
Show me. Where do you?
There's one all the way by the unicorn. There's a.
I can't go there. Yeah. I can't reach that.
A woman.
I don't think this is plugged in. Oh, it's not plugged in. Okay, that's okay. Okay, Whoopi.
A woman on 86th Avenue.
Ooh, uptown girl.
Said, someone smeared dog poop on her car's door handle.
Ew.
This is a woman with an enemy. She has pissed somebody off.
I think that's the lady you met in the Chinese restaurant. And the man who was trying to eat his dinner is like, ma'am, what kind of car do you drive? Oh, okay.
Next week she'll be back there. She'll be like, my son was born with a penis, but that shouldn't mean door handles cannot be clean. Oh, a caller. Oh, we remember this place. A caller at the ice house.
Oh yeah, it's ice skating rink.
Remember that the ice house?
How can they identify it? Because it's a city place or something.
I don't know what else they can call it. At the ice skating rink on 8th Avenue.
Yeah, there's only one.
Now, how come I went with you once or twice to the ice house?
Yes.
It was not my jam. I could barely stay on my feet while holding the garbage can thing. Useless. You had a great day. You were sipping along. You had no problem. You loved it. I was like, oh, God, get me out of here. But this was not the night this happened. A caller said a naked woman was screaming and running around the skating area.
Wow.
I guess they call her Sonia Heine.
I guess that's adult only skate.
It's like no children skate. There we go. Wow.
It's adult only that night.
It would not be fun to fall.
Oh God, no! Your body parts would get stuck to the ice, like your tongue on a pole.
Oh, your tongue, yeah. But I mean, people fall all the time. They get their hands and they pick back up.
But I don't know if your whole body, it might get,
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh my!
That could be bad.
Oh.
How does a naked person get in the ice rink to begin with?
Well, there must be. Was there a locker room?
Yeah.
Because I actually have to.
Yeah, but you would see they have like desks of people, and people like they have ice skating guards, and people.
Well, if someone runs out of the locker room naked, they're gonna, they're gonna. I just wonder if like she falls away, like her vagina gets stuck, and they have to kind of rock her to release the vacuum. Ma'am, can you do a pussy fart? That would really help us a lot. Yes, not only stupidity, but class on Dave's Gone By. A caller at that's a caller at a supermarket over on 23rd Avenue. Said a man, this is sad, a man tried to steal a bag of candy.
Probably to lure some children.
It's the homeless guys. They raised enough money to buy back to go to those middle schoolers and lure them to the women's bathroom. I'm seeing a pattern here.
In the bathroom, in the bathroom in the park. What?
Oh, hold on. I know. He's here. You know what he is?
Woo!
Oh my God. Wait, I've got to. Do I still have. I wonder if I still have it. Let's try it. Or maybe. Do I?
Yeah, you do.
There ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all.
Okay. That's enough of that before ASCAP recognizes it.
Me because chickens are female. Why is that man singing "There's nobody here but us chickens"?
Oh, and he's
what is it? Maybe it's not
because we live in a society that is post-gender.
Is that an old song?
Probably. Well, yeah. I mean, even that version is probably 30 years old or 40 years old. Plus, it could be a song from the 20s.
What happened? Chickens went amok?
Oh, this is a chicken alert, ladies and gentlemen, which means that this next item in Greeley Times is about chickens.
Woo.
And this is 9:45 a.m. in the morning, as a.m. would be. A woman on 7th Street said chickens kept coming into her yard.
Oh, from where?
She didn't know who owned them.
Maybe they were escaping from Swift.
Or where they came from. Well, first she didn't know where they came from. They came from eggs.
I think they probably came from the Bronx Zoo. They're like, we're getting out of here.
And they flew the coop, quite literally. Wouldn't you love it if chickens...
They can't fly. Chickens
can't
fly.
They can just kind of...
Why
did God give them weight? Well, because they're so tasty.
Oh, God, David.
It just occurred to me why God would give chickens wings.
Can chickens fly?
According to As Animals, that all depends on the breed, of course. But chickens who fly well have been known to fly distances of around 50 feet. They can sometimes achieve a height of up to 10 feet. The record length of time for a chicken flight is a paltry 13 seconds, but the distance covered in that time was more than 300 feet.
It's a schlep. For them to do like a 2-mile run would take them all morning. So, but they can sort of semi-fly. But I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if chickens were wandering around on our yard lawn? But no, I was just listening to David Sedaris, who was going to these, he would do these short vacations all over the world and these little, and he had the money at the time, so he would not want to stay in the Romania Hilton. He would not want to stay. He's in some real old sort of B&B type places. And he said, this is where they've got animals in the yard. They got chickens. And he didn't realize you have chickens in the yard. Roosters wake up at 4:30 in the morning, and they don't go to sleep until like noon. So if you got one rooster, forget it. That you're not going to get a night's sleep past 4:30 a.m. So maybe I wouldn't necessarily want chickens in the yard.
No, I think that would not be good, unless you're going to cook them.
Well, yeah. Now, we'll do one or two more of these Greeley criminality things, but let's go to an elsewhere. This means that something is happening elsewhere that's also weird and ridiculous. Now, you know that my favorite mascot in the whole world, Gritty, for the hockey team in Philadelphia. But this is about the Phillies, who have their own mascot, the Philly Flash. All right. But a Phillies fan, this happened in Philadelphia. Philadelphia's been all over the place in the news.
That's where that woman died, the flight attendant.
And then last week, literally 20 stores were damaged in a looting run by a bunch of people. Oh, no, 20 people were arrested. It was just like, let's smash and grab everything. It's Joyce and I were in Philadelphia a month ago. It was beautiful.
I lived in Philly.
But you were, Utah, because I went to grab like an iced tea at Walgreens there in the middle of the day. And you're like, no, Dave, we're not going there. I'm like, what do you mean you're not going? I want an iced tea. I just want to buy like a 99-cent Arizona can. And like, Dave, trust me, you don't want to go to a Walgreens over there in that neighborhood. And I'm sure that Walgreens is like half burned down right now. So you're absolutely right. A Phillies fan was denied entrance to watch Philadelphia host Pittsburgh this week.
He was wearing a Gritty shirt?
Here's why.
He was dressed as Gritty.
No.
He was yelling Gritty, Gritty?
That would have been me.
Oh, okay, that was you.
So this fan, they wouldn't let him in to the, do you know why?
Why?
Well, the fan wanted to bring in his emotional support animal.
Oh, God, an alligator?
What made you? That's exactly it.
Because
he has an emotional.
I remember talking to somebody. I had a student who had years and years ago who had a reptile, and I remember the discussion that's one of the things they don't allow on planes.
No.
Emotional support alligator.
His friend, his companion, Wally Gator.
Oh.
Was not allowed.
Is he big?
I don't.
Let me see.
Didn't see pictures of him. Go look for Wally Gator, Philadelphia.
Okay.
Wally like Wallace, Wally Gator.
I'm just gonna say it. Hold on. Wally Gator in Philadelphia. Oh man.
Oh, he's rather large. Yeah.
He's a biggin.
Social media posts show the gator on a leash with a harness.
Look at him.
The harness has his name on it.
He's big.
Of course he's big. He's a fucking alligator.
No, but you could get a little teeny weeny one.
It probably was. Back, at some point he was a teeny weeny.
Does he bite people? Let me see. I'm gonna.
It's not about. He could.
No, but I want to see. Like he may be tame.
They say he's never bitten anyone.
Well, they say that he hopes he brings them luck. Let's see.
Yeah. I walked up to
He said that Wally was invited because he was supposed to bring them luck, but he arrived late.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, would you sit?
Wally's been to other baseball games.
Really? Let's say.
They say, well, he's an emotional support animal. There's a difference. He's not a service animal.
Oh, so if he were a service animal, it would have been all right.
Yeah. It says here, according to Citizens Bank Park guidelines, that's the arena.
Yeah.
Certified service dogs or service dogs in training for guests with special needs will be welcome. All other animals are prohibited.
All other
So what
animals.
they're saying is it's not a service animal and it's prohibited because it's an emotional support.
Yeah. I think this is speciesism.
Funny.
Yeah. This is speciesism. It's
That's Wally. Wally's very sad. He had to go for some R&R after.
Oh, they put glasses on him.
Yes, he's wearing sunglasses. He's famous.
But think about
this. You wear
this.
glasses when you drive your car.
I do. But let's say we go to the theater.
Yeah.
And there's a guy sitting in our row next to us, and he has to bring his emotional support alligator to the theater with him. Would you?
He's quite different than any other alligator.
Sure.
He's just lovable. He sleeps with me. He steals my pillows. He steals my blankets. He's just awesome.
Oh, he's lovable. He steals everything. He takes it in his giant toothy jaws and pulls things away.
It helped him when he had cancer, he said.
Oh. Yeah. When he looked at it and scared the cancer out of him?
I don't know. It would scare me, but I'm more scared of cat.
No, like if we went to a football, or not that you would go to a baseball game or something, would you sit next to an alligator? The tamest?
To be honest with you, when I had the student with that lizard, it did kind of, I was scared.
Oh, it's a lizard.
It was big. It was like, from here, it was big.
Yeah, all right. Well,
and it had teeth.
Oh, it had teeth. All right, yeah, okay.
I'm a scaredy cat. I mean, I don't know. Like when we brought the dachshunds on the plane, I said to the woman next to me, like, we have two of them. Are you allergic? Are you okay? And she just said to me, she's like, my daughter runs a rescue. No, that's when we brought Ufti.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank goodness, because he's going to cry when I don't feed him his doggy crackers because he knows he's going to get doggy cracker. And she loved it. But
we also kept him
what
in
happens if somebody was like deathly afraid? I mean, you don't know what
True.
what triggers people. Like someone might have a fear of.
Someone might have a fear of alligators.
Look at our friend Fred. He had a fear of dachshunds, right? And we were his friend.
True, but he was careful. He wasn't happy when Murray was around. He wasn't thrilled seeing our little dachshund. He was cool with it. Murray didn't bite him, but Murray did bark at him. And
he knew.
Well, because he was also like 5'10", and the little dog is down here. Murray barked at everything. So he was like, but he was okay. Well, at that age, Murray didn't bark after he was like 10 years old. But when he was 4, 5, 6, 7, yap, 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 what you want a dog to do. But
don't you diss my babies, you.
So the reptile has a big presence on Instagram and TikTok.
He does, yeah. You saw his account.
Wally Gator from the guy's owner is Joy Henny. I wonder if it's a woman. Joie.
No, it's a man. He said it's his alligator.
Joe Henny of Jonestown, Pennsylvania.
It's sad. I mean, it's sad. I feel sad because, like, if he says he was invited, that's the thing.
I know, yeah.
So if you're invited, you assume you're okay to go.
Yeah.
So he was late. So if you're invited as like a guest or something, they should have put him in one of those boxes or somewhere separate where nobody's near you.
And who knows? Could have been late because of traffic. Could have been late because people kept stopping to pet his alligator.
Yeah, but if nobody's like.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he says this is a quote from him. He said. Henny told the Philadelphia Inquirer last year that Wally Gator helps him battle depression and that, quote, he likes to give hugs. Yeah. He likes to give hugs to rabbits.
He likes to give hugs to. I think they eat a lot of dead chicken, the alligators, but no.
No. Exactly. No. Just no.
I need to get.
But he wasn't. If he was invited, okay, I get it. But so let's do one more elsewhere because this is fun. And we've been talking all week, Joyce and I, about Ketchup Party. You don't have to know what this has to do, but
Ketchup Party.
Oh, I don't have a potato in here.
It's
behind you.
Ketchup Party.
Ketchup. They're in the middle of Ketchup
Party. Working out
Party.
on that thing for a long time.
But this makes me unbelievably happy, hon. This particular news. The Associated Press reported on this from the headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, some names are just the worst. Check it out. And we covered this on the show. And I was beside myself because we had a parallax thing of the computers and you can literally see me sitting beside myself. Just 4 months after announcing that Oscar Mayer's hot dog-shaped Wienermobile was changing its name to the Frankmobile. Remember that? Do you remember that? The distinctive Wiener on wheels is reverting to the original.
Oh, wow.
Kraft Heinz announced the first change in May to highlight that they had this new recipe for Oscar Mayer wieners or something like that, and branding and all that. But fans were not convinced. And then Heinz Instagrammed this past week, to say it's been a franktastic. They're not admitting their mistake. They're not admitting the sadness, speaking of depression, the rage they caused in fans by changing the Wienermobile to the Frankmobile. They're just saying, well, it's been a franktastic summer. But, like you, this is a quote, we missed this wonderful icon.
Oh, God, no.
Yep. Yeah, they did that. Wonderful icon, help us welcome back the Wienermobile. That's the name of it. It's the Wienermobile. And the first, can you guess when the first Wienermobile was?
1946.
Close enough, 1936.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing? And it's been through several incarnations since. And you know what Wienermobile drivers are called? Losers. No, they're called hot doggers.
Oh, I like
Isn't that cute? They go hot dogging around. And this is the one that shocked me. This kind of like is like, oh my God. You know, the most famous, this is from the article in the AP, a Wienermobile driver when he was in college, so you won't guess this,
Yeah.
but U.S. Republican Speaker of the House Paul Ryan
That's great.
drove the Wienermobile when he was in college. I mean, much as I hate Paul Ryan, a smidgen of me has a micron of respect for him now because he got to drive the Wienermobile. I call it Wienermobile. It's a Wiener mobile. So even though he's a loser, in my mind, he's a wiener. Double-eye buckshot. Well, let's do one or two more. Greeley
I'm looking
crime.
for rubber Birkenstocks.
Hmm.
We have them, but they don't have the ones.
Oh well. A man. Well, this. See, I don't know who I would call in this case. I'd probably go searching on Google for, and I wouldn't be in my house while I was doing this. A man on 9th Street said he had a lot of bees inside his home. No, that's horrible. That means there's a hive somewhere, like in a closet or an attic. Could be. You know, I'm just like that would terrify me. And I keep seeing them, and I'm like, they're coming from. They're not from outside. This means somewhere you gotta get a beekeeper in there.
It might be in his attic. He's got a bee hive.
Or it could be. Actually, it could keep where he keeps his toiletries and his shaver stuff,
Oh yeah.
because that's where you keep your combs. Thank you, honey. Can I get a musical sting on that? Oh my God. And that, my friends, is Greeley Times for this Saturday, September 30th, 2023. On Dave's Gone By. Going to the Mr. Harlow's Greeley thing. Here we go.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, he was not.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
So it is 22:11 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my darling and adorable wife, Joyce. We're doing the 913th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. We apologize again that our guest could not make it because she's literally just trying to drive somehow out of New York to get to, out of New York City area to get to like Westchester area.
Somewhere, yeah.
Because we will promote it. We will say that her art exhibit is at the Claverack Library up in Claverack, New York. I should do just after we finish with Greeley Crimes and Old Times, and I can't think of any more. I should do like Maryland, and then I should do New York. Because if you have a name like Claverack,
I like
there once was a lady from Claverack, who have her, and I would do anything to have her back, something like that. Anywho, so we have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned coming up, where we're going to Jackson County, Colorado, for a horrible, disgusting, and evil poem. And we also have our friends of the Daverhood. But don't forget that you can watch older episodes of this program, Dave's Gone by going to davesgoneby.com. DAVESGONEBY.com. I realize I have the shadow of the door over here.
Sorry.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's better. davesgoneby.com. You can also find our archives at archive.org. This is all our interviews, every episode we've ever done, and archive.org is a nonprofit organization devoted to preserving literature, art, entertainment, photography, everything from like the past thousands of years.
Yeah.
So we have a channel there, the Dave's Gone By channel at archive.org, and I keep telling you, if you want to see recent episodes of the show, they'll actually be slightly higher quality there than even on davesgoneby.com because we can upload bigger files. So check us out either at davesgoneby.com, archive.org. If you're on the go and you just want the audio, go to castbox.fm. Castbox, and it's really for podcasting. So you upload it to whatever system you're listening to and listen to us that way. But you just won't get the video. And we have our Facebook page, of course, as you know, and that you can keep scrolling backward and see the past few years of Dave's Gone By shows on our Facebook page. It's just hard to search, and you gotta scroll and scroll, and none of our pre-Facebook shows are on there. That's why you have to go to the other sites for our real archives. And we have a YouTube page too. We just kept everything on YouTube, except they started zapping us over copyright issues when we were playing music.
Yeah.
So,
Don't you put it on the other?
What's that?
The other site.
Oh, if I had the time, I put it on Vimeo or
You put the audio on
Castbox.fm. Yeah, but
and video, right?
no, Castbox is only audio, but video at archive.org and also at davesgoneby.com. In other words, it's the same content, just lots of different places you can access it whenever you need it. Well, we don't have a guest today except for giant, formerly shit-stained unicorn.
He looks good.
He looks great. Look at him.
He's very pink.
Anyway, he's in the pink, right? Yeah, there.
Cute, yeah.
But if you want to hear amazing interviews that we've done over the years with actors, musicians, writers, personalities, some pretty well-known people have been on this show, and some not so well-known people who did great interviews anyway. Check out our archives, davesgoneby.com. Okay, since I'm bringing up all these people who've been on the show, we call them Friends of the Daverhood because they've been on the program, and we wonder, hey, what have they been up to recently?
Would you want me to make you more tea? I'm gonna make
No, because we're going to probably finish the show in about 15 minutes. And then we're out the door looking for a yard sale. And then off to Wegmans.
I have a thing in the it's like a Facebook group. They always want me to join about like local yard sales.
Because we passed a sign.
Oh, I don't know where we were.
Oh, I think it was near the place where we like to walk around that school. Was that where it was? I could be wrong.
It's a middle school.
Well, it's in the middle of the town.
No, I think I'm going to look.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're saying. I know what you're...
You actually know nobody knows what I'm saying. That's why the show is the dumbest thing ever. Friends of the Daverhood. Brahms is nice.
I think it's this one, right? Oh, okay, good.
I think so, yeah. There's a sign right in front of it. So let's tell you about some Friends of the Daverhood this week. Congratulations
That's
to...
the one.
Oh, is it great? To Barrett Hyatt. He was a musician on many, many, many years ago with a band called His Last Robot. And Barrett, he has a different band now called Boot Blacks, and they've just dropped their new song. It's called Forbidden Flames, which you can find just by looking for, like, Barrett Hyatt on Facebook or looking for the band Boot Blacks. Check out their music. On September, that was yesterday. Oops, nope, should have crossed those out. But today, this afternoon at 1 o'clock, no, I don't know. Check this. This is for New York City. I don't know if it's happening. So you might want to call. La, 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 la. Joyce's GPS is going off. Today, supposedly or planned at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the evening, Alice Ripley, the actress, the Tony-winning actress for Next to Normal, is supposed to be doing 2 concerts at the Green Room 42. But so many things in New York have been canceled over the past 2 days because of the flooding.
Yes.
Call Green Room, make sure they're even open, let alone her concert going on. So,
I wonder what everybody, I would assume, like, even if it's open, people can't get there. How are you going to get there?
Well, if you're living 3 blocks away and you walk over, for sure. But just check. I'm sure she'll reschedule if they had to reschedule. Let's see. Also happening starting today and running through the 12th. Oh, again, this is probably canceled for today. A play called Partnership that's being done at the Mint Theater and features our friend Christian Knoll. So she's in this show. I think it's not running today, but they'll pick up performances tomorrow through the middle of November. A pen? I do.
I have to write a check.
Sure. Running.
I would say for everybody, you should have them. You should have them.
Yeah, even if it's for tomorrow. Like tomorrow. at 5 o'clock and 7:30 at Dizzy's Club over at Lincoln Center. Probably by tomorrow, New York fixes things pretty quickly. So you can see Karen Ziemba's tribute to Harold Arlen. That's happening at Dizzy's Club over at Lincoln Center up on West 65th Street. 2 shows tomorrow evening, 5 and 7:30. And also tomorrow, check, at the Perelman PAC's, like this newly open performing arts center, downtown Manhattan on Fulton Street. La Chance is doing a concert there. That is tomorrow. Check and make sure. Then on Monday, New Federal Theater is doing its 53rd anniversary gala honoring our friend Woody King Jr. That's happening at the Edison Ballroom over on West 47th Street. And then the indefatigable and ubiquitous La Chance, she'll be performing at a benefit on Monday the 2nd for Houses of the Moon Theater Company. That is at the Green Room 42. So she's worked out, she's going to be kind of a steady performer there, perhaps. Michael Citrinity, Bob Dishy, and Penny Fuller. We have a 3-bagger, my friends. They're reading a play called The People versus Lenny Bruce, and that's being done by Food for Thought Theater Company. They've been involved in that for a while. That's at 3 West Club over on West 51st Street, and they're also streaming. Wow. So you can, if you can't get there, they do it both in person and you can watch it from home. It's called the Food for Thought Theater Company, because they do it at lunchtime. Is The People versus Lenny Bruce. On the 4th of October, this week, Judy Mark is playing at Don't Tell Mama. And then on the 6th, on Friday, it's Kids Music Day. We want to remind you of that. Our friend from a few years back, Vincent James, of the Keep Music Alive organization, and they kind of really promote and sponsor Kids Music Day. That will be this Friday. Playing now through early October, Tripping on Life, a play being done at the Theatre Row Theater, directed by our friend Robert Galinsky. Again, it's probably not running today. I'm guessing it picks up tomorrow. Neil Berg and Robert Schenkang's The 12, a new musical being done in Connecticut by Goodspeed Musicals in East Haddam. Go see that. And it's running through the end of October. On Broadway, Hadestown features Lilias White, while Aladdin features music by Alan Menken. Off-Broadway, Menken wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors, of course. And then on Tuesday evenings, Seth Bissenhersh's Seth's Talent Show plays at Don't Tell Mama, on a regular serial basis, if you will. Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano are at Birdland on West 44th Street every Saturday evening. Check and make sure Birdland is open tonight, though. And then on Monday nights, Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks, they hold court for 2 shows at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com, because also on Mondays, Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland, birdlandjazz.com. Go to stagebuddy.com for news and articles about New York nightlife. Evan Seplow, our great friend, founded and edits that publication, online publication. And then, of course, Dr. Demento, doing new and old Dr. Demento shows at drdemento.com. Shout out to, we didn't have a quiz this week, so we weren't able to get on David Sheward, but you can read him at totaltheater.com, theaterlife.com, and culturaldaily.com. Plus, you can watch Leslie Hoban Blake debate about Broadway and off-Broadway shows with our friend Charlie Gross. They are both co-hosts of the show Two on the Aisle, which you can watch on Manhattan Neighborhood Network or on their YouTube channel. So shout out to Charlie and to Leslie and to our beloved Vicky Quaddy, who does Late Night Catechism and other shows out there in Chicago at the Greenhouse Theater. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Brahms is nice, that. Anyway, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching Dave's Gone By, our 913th episode. We're still live on this Saturday, September 30th, 2023. It's about 10 to 11. So, yeah, we're not going to go till noon today. We don't have the guest, don't have a quiz. We're going to talk a little bit more and have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, of course. What else anything I really wanted to mention? No, I think we're kind of good. So let's get right to our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Jackson, Colorado.
You're the poetry man. A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain, Colorado, Colorado, Colorado.
Yes, indeed, Colorado, it is every Saturday here, because for a few years now, I've been trying to write a poem about a different town or county or city or little municipality in the wonderful state of Colorado, where Joyce and I used to live for well over a decade. And I'm still doing it. It's not easy, because we have about 270 of these things now, and not everything rhymes easily, like Vale or Greeley or Evans wasn't so simple, but I mean, it's just Jackson Hole, okay, Hole. But this time we just have Jackson. Jackson County, Jackson, Colorado, as our subject of a limerick. It's a 5-line poem that is intentionally disgusting and evil and risque, as limericks tend to be. So, let me tell you a little bit, excuse me, about Jackson, Colorado. It's a county of about 1,300 people in far northern Colorado. It's just west of center in the state, and it was actually fought over. Grand County and Larimer counties fought over this territory, and so at some point they just said, all right, in 1886 they carved out Jackson, Colorado from this county. It's really very elevated. It's tons of mountain ranges all over the county, and ranging from 7,000 feet to 13,000 feet, and it's in a basin, whatever that means, called North Park. Remember in Colorado, we used to go up North Park Avenue all the time?
Yep.
Or was that Rockville Center? Where was North Park Avenue?
Rockville Center.
It was Rockville Center.
Remember, it was like Monopoly game used to say.
Yeah. Well, it's really the North Park Basin that is Jackson, Colorado. And at one point, they were overrun with bison and buffalo that the Utes and the Arapaho hunted all the time, used for their skins and stuff. And then, of course, the white man came in and destroyed everything. That's what we do. But it's been a fairly sparsely populated. For all the counties in Colorado, it's one of the least populous, because it's mostly mountains and ranges and things. But it does have the Colorado State Forest and a National Wildlife Refuge there. So, as usual, it's just this gorgeous wide open space in Colorado. And we're going to sully it and soil it with our Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Jackson, Colorado. To finish some filin' and faxin', I went to a Staples in Jackson. The girl at the counter implored me to mount her, a project both hot and relaxin'. So proud. Please send your comments, complaints, and opinions to davesgoneby@aol.com. davesgoneby@aol.com. Plus, you can post, as I've said, your messages right here on Facebook or message me on Facebook. Love to hear from you. I answer as many as I can. Also, don't forget we have a Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2. We have an Instagram page, david.lefkowitz. And don't forget that I have my own separate website for my writing, davelefkowitz.org, davelefkowitz.org. And, if you want to read my theater reviews from 30 years, if you want to read my song lyrics, my one-act plays, my comical essays, some of the stuff that I've co-written with the rabbi, it's all there at davelefkowitz.org. So, anything good there, hon? Anything coming up there?
Chicken stuff.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I don't know if there's much else to discuss. We can, I don't know if you know this, but Dianne Feinstein finally kicked the bucket.
That's
Or Feinstein. Yeah, I mean, it was at the point where it's like, pull the lever, yes. They're like holding her scrawny little arm. She has no idea what's going on. But it's sort of like, Nancy Pelosi is like, just okay, you're voting yes on the, vote, you're voting yes, vote yeah. Just nod your head. Just, and her head almost comes off because she's 90. So she did, I think, the Democratic Party a bit of a favor by finally dropping dead, even though she did a world of good for the Democratic Party for bunches and bunches of years. But there's this clinging to power or a job long after you're capable.
Have a sense of identity, right? You don't want to. It's like, we talk about a lot with older adults that if you identify so strongly with your job, a lot of times when people leave the job, they don't know who they are. Like, how do you identify yourself and who are you? And
but she didn't know who she was. Period. By that point, she was 90.
Yeah, but many jobs you have to. There's no forced retirement. Some do.
Well, it's fine. I mean, you get like an old part-time person who wants to work at the coffee shop because they have for 40 years. It's like, okay, sure. Remember we had that waiter at the deli? The Woodrow. And there were times when, we were warned that he would walk over between the tables and pee. Like you could see the pee coming.
No, that wasn't true. He wore a diaper.
That's the thing, because he knew he had to wear a diaper. Yeah. And he was, I remember one time we also had him. He was not, he was surly in a great Jewish waiter kind of way. He was all right.
He was. That's,
No, it was right. It was right for him. It was right for the place. But it was also, I remember one time I asked him to pack up, I was leaving over half of a sandwich. Or it might have been even a hot open roast beef sandwich, like with gravy on it and things. And I said, could you pack this up and we'll take it to go? And at the table, he opens up like the box, and with his bare hands, he just starts splashing the meat and the thing and closing up the box. I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much. I ate it later. I didn't get sick. It was fine. But at the very least, you go into the kitchen and bring it back. It's like, don't sort of splosh things around right in front of me with your bare hands leaning over it, with your drool and your pee coming out. But I'm sure he identified as a waiter. Maybe he needed the money. He lived on Long Island, so everything was insanely expensive. Yeah,
I think he was also widowed. The guy said he was, like he had a recent loss. Yeah.
So you kind of made some allowances for him, But if he had sort of keeled over at the table or something, or just peed all over me, or at a certain point, it's like, okay, give him a gold watch. Or a golden pastrami sandwich.
We don't even know if he got health insurance. We don't know what his situation was with that.
I know.
So you don't know what the particulars are. We don't.
But you know what the particulars are? She had 4 mansions, Dianne Feinstein. She literally had 4 mansions all over the country. She was fine. Her particulars are she didn't need the health insurance, except she was probably using all of the health insurance. If she had health benefits, she was probably using more than anybody else every day.
Yard sale.
It was like, what's her name? RBG, who stayed on the Supreme Court much longer than she destroyed the Supreme Court.
But that was a political, people. I think it's difficult. It's like I knew somebody who had a very high position in my field, and I said to her, "Do you want me to tell you what you want to hear or the truth?" Because sometimes when people get in higher positions, nobody tells them stuff.
Yeah, they want yes men, because the yes men want to keep their jobs.
And the yes people want to be successful. So,
So at a certain point, people say, well, there is such a thing as term limits. It's called voting people out.
You know what I say?
What? Yard sale. Okay, Joyce wants to go. I want to go too because I want to see the yard sale, and we want to go. I want to get my Mission Barbecue black plate special rib eye steak. Before that goes away, before they make it shrimp again, which was very good, but come on, shrimp, it's a fucking Mission Barbecue, and or they make it like a burger for a black plate. Come on, you want to make black plate special ribs? We can talk, but come on,
we can talk. We can talk.
But ribeye steak black plate special, very reasonable price, super tasty. Like, come to Papa. Or Papa's going to come to you a little later this afternoon. So, it's time to close up this 913th episode of the Days Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the Stream, coming to you from the wilds of northern Baltimore. I want to thank my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, for joining us in the Daverhood. Thank you so much to Screaming Goat.
What about your new friend?
Oh yes, of course.
What do we name
We'll
him?
do one more. We named him, I was going to say Squeezy, but no, it was Chuck. Because Chuck's...
Squeezy's a good. I like Squeezy better.
You like Squeezy better than Chuck?
Call him Squee.
Squee!
Yeah.
Squee! All right, let's...
Wait.
And thank you also to Giant Formerly Shit-Stained Unicorn. Here we go. This is right for you. Ready? Go Squee!
Woo!
Did you hear that thing? It rolled right under your... Whoa!
One more time.
You really? That was about perfect. It's not going to get better than that. Let's try this. Okay, Squee. You can do it. You can do it. Let me do it. Okay, away from you. Here we go. Squee! Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're good at that.
You could take an eye out with this.
You could be like an Olympic, a squee shooter.
And by the way, when you're in Coles or something, I know what I can do with him in the car. Anyway, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. Write to me, davesdownby@aol.com. Check davesdownby.com for archives and other information about the show. Have a great week. We may or may not be back next Saturday, depending on how I'm doing with my planning and my grading and all that sort of thing. I'm hoping to do a short show.
Do it.
Yeah.
I say do
Or
it.
if we get Jane Gennaro back next week, she can talk about her
She's
art
okay.
thing.
I don't know. She was concerned about making it up to the...
Well, yeah, if you're going to still try and navigate flooded waters to go somewhere, you pay your money or you take your church. Yeah? But anyway, we wish her well, and we wish all of you a wonderful week ahead. Is it Sukkot? When is Sukkot?
I think so.
Oh, because I know they built a sukkah on campus. I'm a sucker for a good sukkah.
Friday, September 29th to Friday, October 6th.
Oh my God, it's Sukkot right now.
Saturday, yes, correct. Friday, September 29th, evening of Friday into October 6th. Yeah.
Wow. So Friday, last night started Sukkot. It's happening. The first 2 days are like big, important, and then the last 2 days are important. So happy Sukkot to everybody. And I will quote, as I always have done, Rabbi Saul Solomon's magnificent poem. We did a Colorado Limerick. This is different. This is sort of an extra poem for the Jewish holiday. In order to brighten his sukkahs, Reb Mendelssohn hired 3 hookahs. They pulled on his payas and sat on his face and jammed an etrog in his tuchus. And that's Days Gone By for Saturday, September 30th, 2000. We are going offline. We're going to take off our number. We're going to wish a very happy Sukkot holiday, because our next episode will be 9/14. A very happy Sukkot holiday to both our religious and spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
The Lubavitcher Rebbe, who's a little too dead to hear us,
I love that.
and Melvin G. Mintz, who is actually alive and well, but will live eternally. And to all of you, happy holidays, happy everything, happy autumn and October to ya. And we will see you maybe next week, but certainly in a week or two, here in the Daverhood with Dave's Gone By.
Days gone by, they're gone. Days gone by, they're gone.
Oh.
Days gone by, they're gone.
And good Bunion.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, you.